made in Taiwan. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Chief RC. We got the original 1/16 Traxxas Summit VXL brushless. So this is my cousin's RC. He brought it to the Traxxas shop to get it fixed, and it just never got quite right. The slipper clutch burnt out, and then the servo, and then the differential is on its way acting up. I got it to act up once I tightened the slipper clutch. I think that's the whole issue. They didn't have the slipper tight enough, which kind of hid the rear differential issue. I don't know. Here's a 1/16. And it's a massive 1/16. So this is the closest thing I got in overall dimensions, I think. The 1/12 Hosium Zinglihong 9125. This got some pretty cool suspension flex, but see how that shocks? Easily. Nope, can't do it. I think I got it. There we go. But I mean, if you turn it a little bit to the right, to the left is okay. Oh. That was a servo. That was a servo. I mean, if you just barely give it throttle, it's a really good crawler, but check it out. So this has a slipper clutch, where there's your plastic or metal spur gear, and then there's two plates that are connected to the output shafts, and they squeeze on your spur gear, but it's just friction like this, and there's usually little grooves in it, and you can adjust it. I'm thinking we can just tighten it up. And our servo, I'm thinking, okay, so we just need a new servo, and then I'm looking at what size. I have one extra servo. This is a extra 1/16 for the MN78 or WPL C24, and it's a nice little metal 3-wire. It's the same one. Check this out. You can run 2 servos in this. It has a spot for 2, but it only has 1 factory. So it just can't return. It must have some stripped out gears in the servo, I'm guessing. Pretty small differentials. We'll get into that here a little bit more later. But what Traxxas has one chassis for their 1/16. This is shared with the Slash and the Revo. I believe even the suspension's the same. The main difference is the springs and some geometry in the back possibly. But let's get this off here. We're gonna get this receiver box off, take the servo out, tighten up this slipper clutch. There we go. Show you the receiver there. So the receiver is set up with 2 channel 1s, a channel 2, and a channel 3. Alright, next, to get the servo out, we have 2 more little bolts right there. Just pull this off here, and then we're going to pull the servo horn off the servo. Be careful you don't wrap up your... I've done that before with a brand new antenna. What was that, the blade? Oh, the nitro. Never got to use the nitro's original receiver because I was taking out the cover and it ripped the antenna off. Yeah, that would make that loose. We can just pull the cover off. I'll take this off here. Just try to pop her off. There we are. So check out the stock servo. and our upgrade. So here's our stock plastic gear, 3-wire. But now we're going metal gear. We can adjust it here again. You know what? Now's a good time to set our trim to 0. We'll turn it on here. Whoa. Okay, stop that. Let's see how the slipper clutch does here. Try not to steer too much. Oh no, it still slips. Spins a little where it has a little relief, but yeah, she's really easy to spin. Huh? Made in Taiwan. I thought Traxxas were all made in. I thought Traxxas were all made in USA. So that definitely loosens that. Next, you gotta get those 2 grub screws loose, and we gotta take this off those output shafts, and then you'll have the whole bulkhead will be loose. Make sure to unplug your ESC. I should have took those output shaft grub screws out first, but get these next with a hand tool. Don't use a power tool on those. If your 1/16 Traxxas Summit E-Revo or Slash has a slip-in slipper clutch, there's a good chance that your spring might be only pushing on a bearing. Add a little washer so the spring pushes the washer, which pushes on the plastic gear here, because there's a metal pad on the back of it. And what's happening is your spring is pushing on the bearing instead of the gear. You want to push this plastic thing in. You want to push the plastic gear in. Squeeze this plastic gear. Take a look at that. See if that's what's happening. If so, just a little metal shim, metal washer, so it pushes the plastic gear onto that metal plate. We'll fix you right up. Alright, let's test it here. Let's check our slipper clutch repair. Okay, just checking. It's on. Let's give it some throttle. Oh yeah. Does not slip now. Now we got some. I don't want to beat on it too hard or none, but gotta give it a good test. It didn't slip at all. Oh, that's awesome. It feels a lot like the XLF XL4 controller. So we can't turn a whole lot with our bad servo, but she's a crawler. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. That's awesome. The poor servo. Get a signal here while we're running it. Runs really smooth. Trim it. Traxxas 1/16 Summit VXL OG. Butter smooth. Come on, servo. .2, 20 miles an hour. Let it straighten out there. Just a floating. Slipper clutch seems to be good. I think I hear it. How slow will it go? It really reminds me of driving the Q901. You get the same performance out of the Q901. That has pretty long suspension travel. Not quite as capable as this one, but let's do the suspension work here. Oh yeah. We'll get a new servo in it. It should be just like brand new. It's real nice. The servo's still steering it though. My aftermarket servo, I tried to fix it with, turned out to be bad, but it's still working just enough to drive it. That's awesome. Should do a little jump with it. Oh, nice. One more. We definitely got a rear diff going out, and we definitely have a bad servo. I thought that it was supposed to be a good brand new Metal Gear servo, but I guess I got a flawed one. Well, I got a $5 MN78 3-wire that's going to work perfect. It's the same size. See, the original is plastic as well, and they do the job just fine. So we're going to toss that in there. And then we got a rear diff going out. Check this out, guys. We got a helical, all metal, snazzy red anodized alloy, hardened steel, forged steel, the ring gear and the drive pinion output shaft gear here. Nice forged hardened steel. So this is the best you can get for this. I found my little tires. I meant to get 4 of these. I only got 2 so far. I wonder where this design came from. And the funny thing is, these are actually 1/16. These are 1/16 size. And this is a 1/16. Traxxas. Everything's bigger. Let's do the differential first. So when we're messing around with it, we don't accidentally break the servo. That'd be terrible. Knowing my luck. How are we going to get to the differential on this thing? Look at that. There must be something clever here. It's a Traxxas. These are kind of doomed with the stock differentials. They just made them too small. But we got a all metal helical gear, forged steel ring gear, alloy casing, forged steel hex screws. We're going to open it up and see what it looks like as well. Comes with the specs on it. Now to get in here to change this differential, thanks a lot, Traxxas. We gotta take off the rear bumper. We're gonna disconnect the shocks, because what we have to do is we gotta get all the way in here to these 4 screws. Where can I point to them? They're kind of hard to see. Oh, here they are. These 4 screws. Well, 5. Well, there's like 100 screws, but we need to get to this one right here, and that one right there, and one right there, and let me see if I move the shock up. It's like right underneath here, so we gotta take some stuff apart. First, you start with the bumper. And then you get to the bottom side here, and you're going to take off the center cover, and then we're going to take off this cover, and then we're going to take off all this stuff. We're going to disconnect the center drive shaft, we're going to disconnect the axles. It is some work. There's no internal gears. There's the spots for, I see 3 gears. It has 3 gears on a triangular internal spider gear system. See the 3 grooves and then the wide spaces. So I gotta take the original spider gears out of the original diff and reuse them. You must remove the shocks, and it's a good idea just to leave some of the screws in the parts. Traxxas made this way overcomplicated. Once you get the shocks off, you gotta disconnect these links as well. Do it from the top, so when you pull your swing arms off, you can just pull each section off. We need to get these 2 screws. Your little blue hinge pin plate pops off the back real easy. So next, I'm gonna do these 2, get these off, slide this off, and then these 2 screws. Thank goodness for off-size, cheap-made hex wrenches. Both would not turn this bolt. It kept stripping. And then I remembered I have a whole bunch of hex Allen wrench keys that I saved, where you have the same, supposed to be the same spec, but they're different size. And this saved the day. After the grub screws, just pop your axles off like that, and it should fall right off. Ooh, a little bitty one. Boom. These are really skinny. Look how skinny those are. Dang. Oh, I gotta slide the hinge pin out from the bottom. Okay, I see. And after you get the hinge pins, it slides right out, and there you go. So you don't need to remove the rear drive shaft and all that, or the skid plate. Let me show you here. Get that so it stays. I just loosened the back there, and it slid right out. Oh yes, I discovered it. There's our bad spot, right there. So, yep. So now, we gotta take this differential out, take the internal gears out, and put the internal gears into our empty shell helical gear. On the left side of the box, you have a long grub screw. Take that out, and it should open up for you. And you do have to take this off to get your drive pinion out. 1 grub screw there. And again, the off-size cheap hex wrench saved me. These were all stripping out. I had to use this. Just the 1 screw there, like I said, on the left, and it pops right open. You can grab that up out of there, you can grab that up out of there, but we're definitely going to clean this out. The Traxxas shop didn't. It is the same size, same design. I believe our spider gears will work just fine. Oh yeah, so we got steel gears, just a normal good quality steel there. And now we're going to have this forged helical. This is going to be much more durable. If you get a Traxxas, if you have a 1/16 Traxxas and your rear diff hasn't went out, order one of these and be ready. That's the one problem they have, and it's just due to their size. Will this be the cure-all? We'll find out. Dish soap, toothbrush, and make sure you got something just in case if your bearing or screw pops out. Make sure you're not going to lose none. Before and after. Nice and clean. check out the difference. Our helical, thicker, better steel, better design. So I'll be taking the original bearings, put them on there. With the stock pinion, have a blue seal. There's our, we need that. And we need these internal gears. And, let's see. And we also need this drive pinion right here. Oh, okay, it's on a pin even. More parts. Good like that. And then we're gonna push these gears out somehow. Actually, we just pop out each little spider gear. This is all one piece here. And those plop into there. So you pop those out of the old one. You get your drive pinion in, you pop the case on, you drop in the spider gears, and then you pop that bad boy on top of there. Put the gears in here. It feels a little tight when I spin one side, like the O-rings aren't supposed to be used with it, but it kind of tightens it up a little, and now I know there's good spider mesh because it's pushing them nice and tight. This is awesome. So, out with the old, in with the new. Now, the original differential, the ring gear was on the right side. Now, with this helical, it's on the left side. I tried to put it in the right side, and it seemed like it was working, but it was really too tight. And sure enough, put the ring gear on the left side, and you need your drive shaft. The drive shaft goes counterclockwise to go forward. So, to go forward, we'll spin it this way, and as you see, our drive pinion is nice and smooth, easy to push there, and goes counterclockwise. Now we button it up. I'll throw those in a little parts bag, save them for a rainy day, never know. That's pretty sweet. It does have a nice mesh. Use a little 80 weight differential oil. Let's go. Beast. Much better. Oh yeah, I can slide that back in for sure. And then just 2 bolts. Put your swing arms back. So don't listen to them videos where you gotta take all that crap off. They're lying. They didn't know. Chief RC guides you. And before you bolt it, just double check. Forward, backward, forward, backward. Yeah, it slides in very nice there. And you just put your 2 screws and the rest. A helpful tip installing it back together. A good start reassembling your swing arms. Start at the top here. Put your top hinge pin in, like so. Then get your axle, lower swing arm, and connecting rods. Very nice. You might need to use a needle nose to hold the pin and slide the pin in as you just lift the skid plate up and you get your pins in. Don't forget the blue hinge pin rear blue plate. Yeah, this was a brand new servo. So now we got a nice MN78 stock replacement. It was like $4 or $5. Direct replacement, works nice. Plugged in. We got the helical differential. It's very nice. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 more screws just on the receiver cover here. But this receiver is pretty cool. Channel 1 and 2 are for the servo. Channel 3 is the ESC. And it probably has another spot after that for power. But yeah, this thing, you can run 2 servos on it. Just add a servo, plug her in. I suppose there's a whole kit for it. But like, what the heck, Traxxas? Why won't you just add that? Why Arma and Traxxas, when they do stuff like that, they sell, Traxxas could add a servo. They sell you incomplete RCs that you're supposed to like complete yourself. Let's turn it on here quick and see how we are. Make sure to have your wheels straight and turn your system on so your servo centers. Put your trim neutral and then attach your servo horn so you got straight wheels with a straight trim, and that way it all works better. So to the right, to the left. Oh, that's really fast too. The MN78 stock replacement servo. Lots of power. All right, let's do a little. Ooh, very nice and smooth. Let's do a little freewheel. A little freewheel spin here. See how she spins them. Pretty nice. Let's get on the road, do a little nice test drive. Make sure it drives real nice. Not beat on it, but just a little test drive. Make sure it's nice and smooth. The Summit here has a 2847, about somewhere around 3000 kV, and I'm guessing this is somewhere around a 45 amp. I'm pretty sure it could run 3S. I have seen on blogs people talking about running 3S, but they say every time you run 3S you're going to burn out your diffs. Well, now we have that helical. It might be a 3S machine. 2S is plenty fast. Like I said, the stock NEMA is kind of in between a 2S and a 3S. It runs about 9-10 volt. Yeah, 16 volt input. This takes an input charge of 16 volt and is fully charged at about 9.5 volts. So it's a little bit more than 2S, which is 8.6 fully charged, but drops to 8 volt pretty fast. So you're getting an extra volt of speed and power compared to a lithium 2S. But then a 3S is 11.1 rated and 12.6 volt fully charged. Oh shoot, I put the tape right where the hole is. Oh, I see. See, I put the GPS when the antenna was on it. And body posts. These are the original Traxxas body clips here. And they snap in out of the way, pretty cool. That one goes down there like that. Summit VXL, Canyon AT Exo Cage, 4-wheel drive, kicker speaker, Traxxas. Listen to this. Much better. Mag 0. Put the light on. Oh, I think I entered program mode holding it too long or something. Yeah, that's all I did. You can change the settings by holding the power button. These come with their punch level, all the power settings, forward, reverse at 100%. I believe the brake 100% as well. So if you want to change that right out of the box, that's how it comes. You have to change it yourself. But for this power. Servo is nice. Oh. That's probably the nicest anything's went down the stairs yet for 1/16. Jeez, I got it perfectly straight right on the bench there. Just a hair that way. Oh, too much. That looks pretty straight. Oh, too sharp. I did it again. Coast real nice. Yeah, the differential's real good. Let's do a launch here. Remember you heard that clicking? Yeah. Ooh, good brakes. Freshly charged battery makes a difference. This thing's awesome. Yeah, servo is working really good. The stock MN78 servo is probably a little more powerful than the original. Look at that. One more launch here. Down low. It's starting to rain. 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa. There you go, cuz, you got a ripper. Pretty sweet. 19.4. Yeah, I think once she breaks in, it'll go a little faster too. But it coasts nice.